Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. At first I want to say Kal, Halal, like Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, say Kal, Halayim, like Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amah. What that is giving all glory and praise to the Father, which name is Yahweh, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, and in the holy truth. Because the truth, just like your hat and your shirt says, the truth is the only thing that can set you free. Alright? So what is the truth? First you got to honor the Father's name, which is Yahweh, and honor his Son's name, which is Yahweh Shai. Those are the names you call upon for salvation.
This is St. John, chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
And that's what that's what our journey is here on this earth. We're looking for salvation, sanctification. How do you become sanctified and set apart? Through the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is the truth. You can't get sanctified in these churches. Alright? Churches are teaching you trying to be conformed to this world. They teach that prosperity doctrine. They teach you to pray for houses, nice jobs, nice cars. They never teach you to pray for wisdom and knowledge, wisdom and knowledge, understanding. Because guess what? If you do that, then there won't be nobody in the churches.
Isaiah 33:6. I'm looking for another. Alright.
So with that being said, that's why we come out here to usher in the kingdom of the Most High through his dear Son, right? And destroy the kingdom of Esau, which is the so-called white man and the devil.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue.
Alright, so the things that you say out of your mouth is going to determine what type of wisdom you have. Do you have true knowledge or carnal knowledge? Alright? Do you have the knowledge of this world, which is foolishness to the Most High? Or do you have the knowledge of the Most High, divine wisdom, which is foolishness to this world? Alright? Alright, bring it out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 14. To fear the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, is the beginning of wisdom.
Alright, so people out here are doing as they will, as they want. They'll tell you, oh, they can sin because they're forgiven, all that thing, oh, they were nailed to the cross. And said, the Lord sacrificed for all my sins. So the law is done away with. That's not true. They don't have the fear of the Most High. Alright? See, the Most High is not going to change his ways. Alright? Alright, but people don't want to worship God. They rather worship themselves because they don't want to conform to the law, statutes, and commandments that he set out here, to the order that he set out here. Our people like to go around and just blast music like that. That's not profiting anything. You know? Especially when you see men of the Lord out here with Bibles in their hand, you can't turn it down for a second. Alright,
this is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 14. To fear the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, is the beginning of wisdom. It was created with the faithful in the womb.
Alright, the faithful in the womb. Somebody get that, Jeremiah? Alright? The faithful in the womb. So if you have this discernment to understand this word, it was given to you before you even touched this earth. While you was in the womb, in your mother's womb, you had the spirit of discernment. Alright? You had that calling to come towards to the truth. Alright?
Alright, this is Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Alright, so that's why we come out here on the highways and byways. So we prophesy to the nations. Because there are such things as confusing the faces. It's not about just white or black. It's about Jacob and Esau. Alright, you can look like a white dude and your bloodline go back to Jacob. You can look like a Jake and your bloodline goes back to Esau. Alright? But the ones that are of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai are going to be covered. And they're going to be drawn back to him. Like he said, my sheep hear my voice and they know me.
Alright. I'm going to start with this one first. This is, I got two of them. St. John chapter 7, verse 24, when he says, confusing the faces. It says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge a righteous judgment.
Alright, so at the end of the day, you can have somebody coming down here acting like they with it, but that spirit is going to bear witness to who they really are. Alright? So they won't be able to, just because they look a certain way, they won't be able to hide the true nature of who they are. That's just it. Alright?
This is St. John chapter 10. You want me to start at the first verse? Go straight to the point. Alright, this is St. John chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 26. no, 27. It says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
All right, so the sheep, his sheep, the ones that are of his fold, they hear the voice of the Lord. And what is the voice of the Lord? The men that come out here on the highways and byways and speak the truth. You got a lot of Israelite camps that come out here, but they're not teaching the truth. So that what they're doing is they're pulling away the 2/3 that the Most High don't want. All right, and the ones that have the truth, they're drawing in the elect that belong to Yahweh Shem Yahushua from the beginning. All right, but you see the difference. You see in the paradigm shift in the universe, man. You're seeing the kingdom that the so-called white man set up, which is Esau and the devil, right, slowly coming down, and you see the children of Israel being lifted up. How did we come down from the pedestal that we're on? The knowledge and wisdom was taken away from us. According to Hosea 4:6, if somebody want to get that, you got to say
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
All right, so we had turned our back on the Most High, man, and started going to the conforming to the ways of this world. All right, but that scripture said, you shall hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk ye therein it. All right, keep going.
When you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left.
All right, so you're going to be drawn back to the Father through the Word. And who is the living Word? Yahushua, man. All right, and becoming the prophet of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we become the living Word also, as long as we're pushing in sincerity and truth.
This is Isaiah 33, verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
And that's the only thing that's going to get you to salvation is knowledge and wisdom of who the Father is, being Yahweh, his Son being Yahushua. All right, they're not teaching you this in these churches. Keep going.
And strength of salvation.
So knowledge and wisdom shall be the strength of your salvation. Not money and riches. Money and riches are not going to profit you anything in the day of judgment because the dollar's already collapsed. The American economy is already collapsed. All right, we're 6 months behind China. China's on the rebuilding stage of their collapsing economy. All right, so now the things that you've seen in Venezuela, right, and Brazil, you're going to see right here in America. Famine, pestilence. You're already seeing earthquakes in diverse places. Every nation on this earth wants to come against America. This is all prophetic, spoken of the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Precept.
Matthew 12 and 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things?
All right, that's those pastors in those churches, man. They're vipers. Why? Because they're spitting, the poison is coming out of their mouth. That's what they're speaking, poison. All right?
For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Boom. So whatever their mind is stuck on, that's what their mouth is going to speak. All right? And they're speaking wickedness. They're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the RFID chip is a mark of the beast. They're not telling you that you're the children of Israel. They're not telling you that the Most High's true name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahushua. They're not telling you that World War III is breaking out. They're not telling you they're going to try to throw us in concentration camps. All right?
But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
So every idle word that a man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. And that doesn't even matter if you're not going around saying anything, because you're going to be judged for that. Especially if you have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you're not trying to feed the flock.
For by thy word thou shalt be justified.
So anybody that speaks against the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, speaks against the truth, you're going to be judged for that. All right? A righteous judgment.
And by thy word thou shalt be condemned.
So that's going to be your condemnation. All right? Speaking wickedness, speaking lies. That's what they're doing up here in these churches, man. They're not teaching us anything. They're teaching that the whole world can make it. They're teaching that 3:16, that God loves everybody. But that world he was talking about was the children of Israel. And the so-called white man is the devil. Look at the back of his shirt. That's all they think about is demonic things. I thought you said your dog died. Anyway, keep going.
Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the street.
And that's the perfect example of what we're doing right now. All right, we're in the streets crying out wisdom. It's actually the Most High calling out to his elect. All right, keep going.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Of concourse, in the marketplaces. They're buying and selling over there, right? So this is where you're supposed to be speaking the word of the Lord, right here. Not inside of a church, not inside of a building. All right, bring it out.
This is Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit, the Most High dwell not in temples made with hands,
All right, so he don't dwell in temples made by hand. All right, you got to understand you're that temple that the Most High dwells in. All right, but he can't dwell within filth. You have to have the spirit of his son, Yahweh Shai, in order for him to dwell in you. All right?
Howbeit, the Most High dwell not in temples. Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith Yahweh? Or what is the place of my rest? Have not my hands made all these things?
All right, so now, if the Most High wouldn't allow King David to build him a house, why would he let the so-called white man build him a house? Because all these churches come from the Council of Nicaea. All these sections of religion come from Rome, so-called white man. So why would he let the white man build him a house if he wouldn't let someone that was dear to his heart, his beloved King David, build him a house?
This is Jeremiah, verse 7, verse 4. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these.
All right, that's what they're saying in these churches. We're in the house of God. That is not the house of God. That's the house of the devil. The word devil means deceiver. All right, now it was all set up. That's the same Christianity doctrine that they were teaching to our forefathers during the time of slavery. Our people haven't broken away from that. They still have that ideology of the so-called white man being God. All right, but according to these scriptures, that Lord looked like a so-called black man with white woolly hair and skin of bronze as if been torched in the furnace. All right?
This is Revelation chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 13. It says, in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So the Lord had on a garment like we're wearing, right down to the foot. All right? So this is our attire. This is what we're supposed to be wearing. And we always, every captivity we went into, we always look fly. All right? But now we're supposed to prophesy in sackcloth. But what he's doing, he's putting on us our righteous garment. He's taking off our filthy garment and putting on our righteous garment. How do you put on a righteous garment? Through this word, man.
It says, girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
He wore a girdle because he was a man, a god of war, according to, Exodus 15? All right.
It says his head and his hair were white like wool.
All right, white and woolly. This is woolly. This is woolly. All right? When you see a so-called white person walk by, that's not woolly over there.
Don't look over here.
Huh?
I'm about to don't look over here.
All right. It says, as white as snow.
And he said his hairs, his facial hairs were white as snow. He had a big, burly beard. See, the Lord wants our men to look like men. They don't want them to, he doesn't want us to be clean-shaven. That's the Romans. All right? When I was up north for a little bit, they used to say things like, oh, I'm going to go get me a fresh Caesar. Right? That's an edge up. We're not supposed to be lining our edges up like that. That's the custom of the heathen. All right, go ahead.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
All right, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who's running the world right now? The so-called white man runs the world, man. They rape, rob, and pillage and kill every place that they go. All right, and take things that don't even belong to them. They took this land away from our brothers, the Native Americans. All right? Yeah. I mean, and they try to call us Indians and say the Indians, because the Indian means savage. Right? But they're the savages. Right? They have our people celebrating Thanksgiving the day they slaughtered our brothers, the Native Americans. All right? Mexico used to reach all the way to Colorado. Now they can't even get past the Texas-Mexican border anymore. All right? Because why? The so-called white man took their land. All right?
You got a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
He covers the face of the judges thereof. It's not where and who is he?
All right? If he ain't the devil wearing the... there it is. There it is. Now, these are the elite of the devils right there. These the big devils.
He's out of there. He's gone.
Yep.
Yeah,
we got two of them gone, but they're going to wake up in the slavery when they come back. Because reincarnation is real.
I got this picture. It's a picture by Frederick Dahl. It was made in 1822. It's called The Finding of Moses. And they got Moses as a little Caucasian baby. Oh, can you see that in the camera?
And that's how they cover the faces of the judges, man. They make all the prophets and the saints look like they're white men. But
yeah, they even make the Egyptians look like white men.
Yeah, they make the Egyptians. Everybody knows the Egyptians are Africans.
They had Sheba as a white woman.
With a pointy nose. That's why they knocked the nose off the Sphinx. You know, they didn't want to see no big swole nose like how we got. They wanted that European pointy nose. All right?
All right, back to Revelation, chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 13. In the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hair were white like wool.
So he had white woolly hair and a woolly big beard.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were real red, a flame of fire.
Verse 15, his feet like unto fine brass, as if they was burnt in a furnace.
So your feet the same color as your body. So I ain't never seen no how to have feet like a so-called black man, but his body was like a so-called white man. That don't make any sense.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
So when you watch any of these Christ movies, right, they have a sounding all like soft. But the Lord is a man of war, man. He's an austere man.
This is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
And that condemns that immaculate conception. He took on the seed of Abraham, through who? Joseph, his father, his biological father.
Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. For it is written, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
And the reason why Moses and Aaron set up the order for the Levites to be the priests, but Melchizedek set up the order for all Israel to be priests.
Right, and if the Lord is a dark-skinned man, that makes the Judites dark-skinned people.
So all Judah is dark-skinned. All right, and Judah be your so-called Negroes. All right. You got something? You want piece up?
I got it.
Go ahead, bring it up.
I got Isaiah chapter 34. Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations.
And that's beautiful, because that's what the topic is going into. All right, war. You see, you smell rumors of war everywhere, man. You feel it in the air. You feel death in the air everywhere you go, man. When you turn on the news, you see it. All right, when you look on Facebook, you see it. All right.
Yeah, you got a war. You got a war. The war with China and America over there in Africa. You got the war with America and Syria over there near the Valley of Kidron, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. You got the war with Russia, America, and NATO on the shores of Russia, which is called the Kerch Strait. What else? There's wars all over the world.
And then not only the Kerch Strait, over there, they're trying to, actually Russia is trying to keep NATO and America off their doorstep. All right, then they're trying, once they get full control over Ukraine, then it's over. And that's why Russia is trying to prevent that. But you can't prevent what the Most High is putting together, man. All right, somebody want to get Revelation 17 and 17?
You can't prevent war, because the Bible says there'll be wars and rumors of war.
That's right.
So
that's right.
You can't stop that.
You can't stop that. You can't stop the indignation of the Lord, man.
That's
all right,
up to the end.
I got that Revelation.
All right, bring it up.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 17. For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled.
All right, and that beast is NATO, not America. All right? So now, that's what NATO's trying to do, gain power. All right? That's what they did. They gave all the power to NATO, and America's been that hammer, that driving force for NATO. All right? That's why America's always in conflict with all these other countries. All right? It's through the will and the power of NATO. But it's the Most High that put the thoughts in their mind, man. You got it?
I got to freeze up. All right. 2 Ezra 16 and 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
And nobody's going to be able to quench that fire. That's like a baby being born and you trying to push it back up in the womb for 9 more months. It's not going to happen.
Right, the wars, too.
Yeah, the wars are going to come. It's inevitable.
That's the same thing he said. The plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
So you got these, they're going to try to go in their bunkers, all right, go up on the rocks, hide in mountains and everywhere, but that sword's going to follow them wherever they go, man.
Let me keep going. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble,
when it has begun to burn,
That's like that's like when those wildfires are going on in California. You running out there in the middle of the fire trying to stomp it out. That big old fire, you trying to stomp it out. That's not going to happen. You're going to get burnt up.
that's right, man. May one turn away the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. That's the ICBM.
Son.
The mighty Lord.
Oh, speaking of that,
you gotta break that down.
yeah. Speaking of that, that's the ICBM missiles. But in addition to that, what is the INF treaty that America said they were going to break? All right, that stopped that says when they signed that, when Reagan and Gorbachev signed that, right? What they were saying, any short range or medium range missiles, they're going to stop the construction of. But America said they're going to do away with that treaty. So what does that mean? That means more missiles out of all the missiles that are already being created, more are going to be created. And guess what? All of them going to be shot on this place, man.
Right, that's twofold because you got the missile defense shields, and then you also have them trying to upset the prophecies at the table. When they sitting down having these talks and treaty talks, they trying to upset the prophecies, stop war from happening. But the Lord's saying you can't stop this shit. Once the Lord sends the plagues upon the earth, you can't stop it. Come on. I'm going to skip down. The mighty Lord, Yahweh, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
All right, so then there's nobody that can turn away the wrath of the Most High, man. It's going to go down regardless. Nobody can turn away.
Leave it alone, man.
Huh?
Good. All right,
All right, this is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are short, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot at the ends of the world.
All right, so when those missiles get shot off, ain't no missile defense system gonna be able to stop all the missiles, man. They gonna hit their mark. They gonna strategically hit their mark. All right, what is that missile that Russia got, the Satan II? Vanguard. Yeah, the Vanguard, which can go around everywhere and it has artificial intelligence. All right, and it's nuclear power. It don't need to stop for gas. It don't need nothing, bro. It can go right. It can go over mountains, go through crevices. All right, and not even be remote controlled, man. Keep going.
Who gonna stop it?
Who gonna stop it?
Verse 14.
And America are holding their nuts right now because guess what? They pulling away their aircraft carriers because guess what? They're vulnerable at this point right now. All right, they can't defend against all those missiles. All right, so now the rest of the world knows that, so they're strategically picking America apart.
And if I may land back off of that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our people don't understand that Russia's not too far away from America, man. You know what I'm saying? Russia's only, 50 miles away from the coast of Alaska. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, America can easily get over here just like that, man. It's just not going to take 30 minutes, an hour, none of that, man. Those missiles can reach over here at any point in time given, man. All right, and with that being said, when you got something coming at you full speed, you got to react quick in order for it to not hit you, man. All right. And then on top of that, like the brother said, America's defensive systems is trash.
Yeah.
All right, they're trash. As a matter of fact, when they did the test a few months ago, it failed in Hawaii, man.
Yeah.
They did the missile test, it failed. The test they did failed.
What is the city of unwalled villages, man?
Come on.
Russia could also invade Alaska. That would be perfect for Russia. It's cold like they used to, and there's no real defenses over in Alaska. Right. Also, I got the precept.
Yeah, that's scriptural because the scripture say they're going to invade from the north, the north country. You know, they can come through Alaska, and remember they sent them bombers around America like 2 years ago, and everybody was bitching. They said the reason they knew that it was not an invasion, because if it was an invasion from Russia, they would have came through Alaska. They would have came straight down. If we just saw they bombers instead of going around, if they came straight down, we'd have known that it was an invasion from Russia. That was on the news. That goes according with prophecy.
That's crazy because a military analyst was on the news saying the same thing. Basically saying like America is vulnerable coming from either Alaska or Canada. They're straight up vulnerable. So that would be the way to go.
Yeah, or Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah.
And one more thing, man. Me and the brother, we was watching the old movie Red Dawn. All right, and they were just, matter of fact, it was Russia. They was falling out the sky, man. You know what I'm saying? Just basically dropping out the airplane. parachuting over here into America, man. And you know what? They were shooting everything on sight. They wasn't sparing nothing, man. Just like I said in the scripture, they were like mad men sparing nothing. All right, so basically, man, you got to have the protection of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shine that day. All right, why? Because, like they say, they're not going to be sparing nothing, man. They're not going to regard the old or the young, nothing, man or woman.